Before we get started with today's podcast, we'd like to ask returning listeners to leave us a rating or review on your favorite podcast platform, iTunes, Spotify, SoundCloud, or wherever you listen to your podcasts. And if you really enjoy it, share a link to this podcast with friends or family who would enjoy hearing our weekly discussions about basketball and basketball culture. Now, on to the show.
Yeah, isn't it amazing when Michigan can keep this game to a 19-foot, 9-inch game inside that three-point line? It's all there. Nice move by Steve Fisher here. Turn it into the 19.
Hello and welcome to the 19-9 podcast. We're discussing the college basketball tip-off, and in typical 19-9 fashion, they've got some new schools and products that they're launching. We're going to take a look at and discuss Gonzaga's 1999 and 2001 team, Utah's Elite Eight run with Rick Majeras and Keith Van Horn, and Pitt 1996, which may not have been their most legendary team, but certainly ranks with their most legendary uniforms. Josh, what's going on today?
What's up, sir? Oh, you didn't even.
I didn't see.
So we've already screwed up. The first thing that happened was I gave EJ and Bravo the finger because I forgot that we video these now.
Yeah, I know.
And the second thing is you didn't get me up.
I had to mute you.
What's up, sir?
I had to mute you because you're talking over the intro. And
Oh yeah, I kept talking because
Classic.
I started laughing. I'm sorry. I screw this thing up every time.
That's all right. All right. I want to talk a little bit before we get into the uniforms, which is the main topic, just about college basketball. It's about to be back. So I remember a time that I would check the supermarket shelf and I was looking up Lindy's today. Like, did they still have those? And I was waiting for the college basketball preview. Are you looking at anything this year? It's such a weird year already. Like, what have you been looking for or looking at as we lead up to the start of this season?
Well, usually this is the week of college basketball starting, so that's why we're launching or did our college tip-off line, because we always do it the opening week of, and it varies. Sometimes there's games on Tuesday, Wednesday,
right,
or Thursday, and then we usually wait till that Friday, like we did this year, to launch. So we want to stay on that same schedule, knowing that college basketball is not going to tip till the 25th,
right?
So we'll have
hopefully
restocks. It's going to tip.
I have faith.
We have restocks coming, and some new colors of some old stuff coming on those days. But we wanted to get some new stuff out there. But no, I bought a preview magazine a few weeks ago.
Yes, I
had to.
I love it.
I can't remember if there were schedules in there and stuff. I don't know why I bought it.
Well, that's what I mean. It's been so weird. My other question was, do you think that the way that conferences have realigned has led to some of this too, because it's so different now, because the Big Ten was just like 10 schools when we were growing up. Now it's like so many schools just in each conference that it's almost like they seem like their own little thing. You know, I know they play out, they have these like side tournaments and everything, but during the year I get so focused on the Big Ten that the rest of the world almost like melts away. And there was a time that I was focused just on the Big Ten, but then it seemed like I looked out at all the schools. You know, we were flipping through an old ESPN, the magazine, looking at like Old Dominion and, you know, just like random schools. So I was interested in all of them, and maybe that was my time in life. But it seems like now I'm back to just like the conference. That's all I've got time for. So I don't know.
Yeah, but I love all conferences. So I just want good games.
So you're into it. You're like you're willing to like deep dive or at least look into all the schools that are out there.
Yeah, maybe not on that magazine. I just kind of thumb through and look at pictures. Like I'm a very visual learner. In person, I'm just looking at uniforms, man.
Fair.
But yeah, when college basketball tips, I just look for matchups. Like I've said it on the podcast before that I always look for the Maui Invitational. Like that's my starting point, and those games are so damn good every year.
The two things
they're having it.
The two things I look forward to are the scenes of Maui and then
Bill
Walton talking about his bike rides.
Exactly. So it's in Asheville this year. So I'm ready for it to get going. I feel like I've watched. It's funny because we started this college basketball company. And I feel like now I probably get to watch less than I did before.
Interesting.
Busy.
Yeah.
You guys are. And everybody's busy. But
I saw the calendar. I know.
And family.
That's a good thing
obviously,
for everyone.
too. Like with kids and stuff, you don't get to just kind of go home after work and sit down and just start watching stuff.
Oh, and there's a pandemic going on, stuff like that.
Yeah, but I probably typically tend to watch more of the Big East and the ACC now than I do the Big Ten.
Interesting.
I'm not sure why. But I feel like the ACC is so big; it has so many teams.
Earlier starts if you're worrying about all that.
Yeah, that's true. Well, I don't have like a 9-to-5 job anymore, Mike.
Okay,
I can stay up.
Fair enough.
We make our own hours.
I'm just thinking about myself.
But I'm saying, like, I feel like the ACC with as many teams as they have, the matchups. You know, it seems
they've been the better conference or the champions
Big Ten,
are coming out.
I mean,
there.
the Big Ten's a lot of fun. Obviously, still watch IU. Excited to watch that.
Yeah,
it's going to be really different watching. It's going to be a lot different than NBA bubble though, because
so that's my follow-up question. They've got no fans this year. Or do you think they're going to be fans? And how's that going to change if they've got none or even limited? Like imagine like Cameron Indoor with no fans. Like that's part of the experience of watching the game is like the Cameron crazies.
I think if you can get in that 2,000 to 5,000, you have an impact. You know, but I don't know if we'll get there, and I'm not suggesting or wanting.
Right?
Just throwing it out there.
Just a hope. Yeah.
But yeah, I think college football.
You think it's going to be okay to watch like Duke without fans?
If you can get some fans in there, it'll feel all right.
Yeah, they're going to roll in the video boards.
Oh, I hope not. Because I'm pleasantly surprised by college football.
Yeah,
I thought college football would be lifeless, and I watched the SEC games, and there's still enough crowd noise that you hear it and you can feel it.
Are they piping anything in?
They might
TV?
be. They might be piping it in TV. But I watched like a Texas A&M game. They feel like they got 20,000.
Well, that's what I mean. That actually worked pretty well for the NBA. Like it seems weird to play, and it might affect the play on the court, but the players didn't hear it. But at home, they piped in all kinds of crowd noise, and it actually sounded great. Like
yes,
I mean, I didn't notice like it like auditory and like watching as long as I was focused on the game. I didn't really notice a difference in. I didn't realize how little of the arena I actually paid attention to. You know, when you're watching the TV game,
it's going to be interesting.
Yeah.
No I never say one way or the other. I always say like I'll give it a shot. I'm gonna watch. And see.
Might as well, right?
Yeah.
I'll take anything for sports.
Absolutely.
Right now.
Well, we have to get to March Madness.
Who you got? Who you got then? Let's give your prediction
to like win?
To win it all.
Oh, dude, I have no idea, man. No clue.
Oh man, see, I was teeing you up here because we've got one of the teams that could win it all, and I wanted to start out by talking about the Ziggy Zags, the Ziggy Zigs.
Oh, I don't have them.
I know you did. I'm going out of order, but you know I'm in control of the order. And I was talking.
No, we're super pumped. We have
Zags. You got two of them.
Yeah, man.
I'm excited about the Zags. I was looking up stuff about them, and I think that. You know, we've had this discussion about Blue Bloods, and I know they came up, but it is starting to be astonishing, like how long their run has been. I mean, basically really started in 1999. They've been to the tournament every year, and I'm just trying to think, like, I know they need the chance.
Did you say 1999?
Yeah. Yes, I love it. So I got, and this is kind of what proves the point. Like people now who knew that 1999 team were like kids, like we were with the IU team in 2002. So it means so much to them because they've been following them this whole time. They've gone to the tournament every year, and it's just so fun for this to come around. So this is what I had this little quote from this guy. It's almost an afterthought among current Gonzaga fans celebrating the 20th anniversary of the run to the Elite Eight. That's the 1999 team. They ignited a streak of consecutive tourney appearances that now stretches into its third decade. So I read that and I was like, it's crazy. Like
there's a lot of college basketball blue bloods. Traditional blue bloods that would trade success over the last 30 years.
It's not even close because they've got in that time they've got Elite Eights, Final Fours, been to a championship game. So they literally they've got famous players. They got everything except the chip. So like, do you put them? Are they getting in there? So I'm picking them this year to win it because I'm gonna brand them a new blue blood after they get the championship this year.
I just want to talk about these shorts.
Would you? Yeah. Would you answer my question first? Would you put them in there if they get it this year?
In a blue blood? Yeah, it's such a tough argument.
I know.
Because it to me, it depends on if you're going. I have this on this thing so I can show the shorts, but I think it depends because I think there's a difference between traditional blue bloods and then like, you know what I mean? Like the blue bloods will never not be the blue bloods because they have 100 years of history on everybody.
I got you.
Almost. You know what I mean? So it's like, it's so super hard.
At least a new blue blood.
Yeah, but like, you know, look at the success that Michigan State's had, and they only have 2.
Yeah.
So, you know, Gonzaga gets 1, and it's just really hard to win a national championship.
It is,
but
obviously.
like, I mean, there's plenty of people that are in that blue blood conversation, traditional blue bloods, that would trade their success, like I just said, in a heartbeat for what Gonzaga's done over the last 30.
I just want to go to the tournament every year.
So, you know, and then you look at somebody like Duke. Now, Duke had a little bit of success, but they didn't have a national championship before K got there.
know.
And so you're talking about basically mid-'80s. So call it 35 years. And in 35 years, everybody would say that Duke is a college blue blood. So now that's 5 national championships. Yeah. That's
that's Coach
probably
K,
the greatest coach to ever do it, if we're being honest.
Yeah.
But it's possible. Yeah, you can get yourself in that discussion. But here's what I love about these shorts, the 99 shorts.
Break it down for us.
I'm gonna hold them up.
Here, you want me to hold them up, and you talk about them?
Yeah, you hold them up. So this is when they burst onto the scene, right? This is when people didn't know who Gonzaga was, and when Gonzaga made this run to the Elite Eight, people just knew, like, started to know that John Stockton went there. If you remember all that, so it's like everybody was like, Gonzaga, never heard of him. Like, oh, John Stockton went there, and I remember them being the John Stockton. Those are the most basic, simple, nothing shorts, right? But they're so dope.
But you got that bulldog.
They're
on
super,
there.
super cool.
They're dogs.
But this is cool. but my point is, this is pre Nike.
Yeah.
Right. This is pre, like, you know, national perennial power.
Yep.
This is
the start.
We are bursting onto the scene in these shorts.
Yeah.
You know, and then it gets progressively better from here. But then these have such a nostalgia to them because this is when they made the first splash.
I know you can see this guy. This guy was talking about. He goes on too and talks about like how his wife had just had their second kid. And it's just so cool. Like when you talk about '87 Indiana or whoever, if you got one of these teams, it is so much fun to like have a piece of them come back to life and just be a part of your life again. You're like, oh, Gonzaga '99. Like you go right back there, and that's the fun of seeing that print and seeing that dog on the side of there.
Absolutely.
And like, this is where it started.
So when we got Gonzaga, we knew it was a 2-pair launch for sure.
Nice.
And we knew we had to go Dan Dickow. We had to show love to Dan Dickow.
Oh man, I loved him in the NBA. Even oddly, like I actually got into the Zags just because they are too at this time. They are the perennial underdog. Like they still have that tag where they're like, who is this team? How are they doing this? I mean, like I'm trying to crown them blue blood status, but they went for a long time just like upset kings basically. And that's so much fun in the tournament.
In 2001 they won the WCC, but they were a 12 seed.
Oof. That's crazy. That's a 12-5, right?
12-5, and they run to the Sweet 16, so they don't win just the 12-5. They win the next game too, and then they run into a Michigan State team that's really good.
Pretty good.
Yeah, really good. So, so these are kind of dope. I can hold them up too, and then I'll talk about them.
Okay.
But
I see the other side. I'm already excited.
So these look a lot like the Butler 99, 2000 that we did.
And then you got that Zags. Oh man. I'll tell you what, any team too gets made off, and a couple of the other teams that we got in here get made off a nickname. Like I love the Zags thing. It's just such a cool way to have like a little catchphrase or nickname for your team.
So the interesting thing I hate this thing. Gosh dang. The interesting thing about the Zags that Matt and I were talking about is it's like an italicized Zags.
Yeah.
So it's meant to kind of come at an angle as we were researching and doing that stuff. Whereas most of the time it'll just be a straight block down. Mm-hmm. These are actually curved and italicized. It's just
that's cool.
Just a funky.
It looks great.
Funky early 2000s. But the colors, the stuff. Dan Dickow, I actually got a chance to talk to Dan Dickow on the phone a couple weeks ago. Hopefully, once this COVID stuff
how'd
passes,
that happen? Or you can't say.
I reached out to him.
Okay, cool.
So just reach out to him because hopefully when COVID passes, we can get out to his barbershop and we're going to do some kind of little pop-up thing
nice
with him. So you can get a fade, some shorts, t-shirt,
Done.
something like that. We were brainstorming some stuff, but the COVID stuff kind of shut that down for the time being. So
That's all right.
shout out Dan Dickow.
Shout out.
And your package is in the mail. It's headed your way.
Postal service is slow these days.
Yeah, no, I had to wait for this stuff to get in stock, man. We just got this stuff.
All right, let's go to the Pitt team, because
Okay.
I got a really deep question on this team.
Yeah, go for it.
This team wasn't super memorable. 10-17. What made you choose these shorts?
Okay, so there's two things, right? Like every pair of shorts tells a story, but the story doesn't have to be all about the record, win-loss, or the thing. Now, obviously, we love to couple them with the success.
Right.
And we have another Pitt pair coming in Q1. So it'll be in season. So we'll come back and capture some of the Pitt glory days too. But these shorts, kind of like the St. John's Felipe Lopez shorts, are just iconic, and people wanted them. So we brought them back, and we wanted to offer them first, even though they might not be attached to the most success on the hardwood.
Turns out sometimes things just look cool, and that's enough.
That worked for us.
I know. I was looking. It was funny when I was looking these up today. I was like Googling the teams and looking for some articles, and I'm like 10 and I'm like, no, this can't be right. And then I look at the next year, and I'm like, wait, NIT. And then I start looking at photos of the shorts, and I'm like, okay. And then that's where my question comes from, because I'm like, it's got to just be because they look amazing, because they are like super cool looking.
Right. So you have to balance. You have to balance out. It's funny because we get asked for Pitt quite a bit.
I bet.
And when we get asked for Pitt, we get asked for the Vontigo Cummings, which is what we internally call now the Vontigo Cummings shorts.
Good. Shout out the Vontigo Cummings,
for sure. So 96 shorts, the catch scratch on them, they're just kind of iconic. They had the jerseys that had the catch scratch going up. They had the pullovers that had the catch scratch coming on the thing. It was like a whole fit, man.
I mean,
it was dope.
I mean, classic. Like, you're right there in the 90s.
So we'll celebrate. We'll celebrate Pitt's success on our next launch that'll come during the season too. But we had to get these out because they're too dope.
Love it. I 100% agree. Sign off on that. And sometimes just nice to look good. You know, you don't have to win all the games. At least you're looking good when you're losing.
Bingo.
All right, let's go to the last one. What's the last? Because these have already been sneak previewed, and if people are picking up on the shirt that you're wearing, you might even be able to see that a little bit. But I saw them in that first episode of Cold Threes. If people haven't checked that out on the YouTube channel, you should watch that too.
I hit 13.
You get them?
15.
I know. You
shot Cold Threes the day I didn't do too good.
You might have to wear those every time you shoot Cold Threes. Apparently,
we luckily we weren't filming today when we went out and shot Cold Threes. It was not a stellar day.
It was beautiful out today too.
Yeah, we went to Wesselman Park.
That's not your spot.
That's not your spot. No. Golf more today, I could have hit 10, 12. Wesselman's, it was pretty bad. I tried to sneak in 8. Bravo caught me and told me, no, you hit 7. Hey,
did you win though?
What do you think?
Okay.
No,
you haven't got me out there yet.
There's
so
not a lot of shooters in this office.
You need a challenger.
EJ did hit 4 today, thank God.
3.
Wait till you guys see him on Cold 3. Oh, 3. I'm sorry, 3. Bravo, what'd you hit? 6.
Oh, okay.
6.
That's not bad.
Bravo got high. Bravo hit 6 in a row.
That's good. I might not do that.
Yeah, Bravo hit 6 in a row. EJ hit.
People don't realize how hard it is. You walk up there, especially as you get old.
These goals suck.
Yeah.
Too. All right, back to the story.
What's the last pair here?
So these are my favorites. I gotta be honest. These Utah shorts are out of control to me.
So
Bravo killed it on the design. Let me hold these puppies up.
They were part of just the general uniform too. Like, everything goes together, and these go fit with just about anything. Like, I love everything about them. Like, I like the clean lines. I love the running Utes. That team is just super iconic. So this team is like Keith Van Horn's Elite 8. They lose to Kentucky in the Elite 8, right?
Yeah. How about that Utah-Kentucky rivalry? Kind of
gosh, it was
back-to-back years, and like kind of sneaky too. Like,
it was.
It didn't really resonate with me, I guess, until I started going back and researching.
Yeah.
We have the 97, 98 pair coming.
Nice.
Later on, probably around March Madness time too. So,
and then of course Rick Majeras. Like, just looking at all the pictures, you got Keith Van Horn. It seemed like in every picture they've got a Keith Van Horn. He's standing looming right there, either in the foreground or background. Such an iconic. And then Van Horn was just such a cool player. Do you think
he was good?
Do you think
really
he would
good.
be better today? He's the number 2 pick in the draft. Had a pretty good career.
Yeah, I was reading some stuff about him where he just wanted to call it quits because he wanted to spend time with his family.
Yeah,
like, I'm done.
He was a good really NBA guy.
Really good.
I just think like he's that type of player that would fit so well today, and not like super aggressive. And he was a 90s guy, and now he'd be like a shooter, maybe even like could play the 4 just because it's so much less physical today.
Yeah, he's one of those guys that maybe probably doesn't get credit for evolving that size and frame and skill set, too. Because he progressed
move.
it too.
Shoot. He did everything.
6'9", and that wasn't.
stud.
I mean, people forget how unicornish that was back in the, like Pippen being 6'8" and being like the point forward. Remember, all the talk was about the point forward.
It was.
Stuff.
Well, just the and that kind of speaks to Majeras too, the ability to see a guy for a multi-purpose and not just use him as like posting up Van Horn. Like he's letting him drive.
Also,
shoot,
very underappreciated is Andre Miller.
He is.
Like, goddamn.
And Doliak's on that team. I mean, that's a good.
There's pros, man.
Because they go the next year. You mentioned that with Kentucky, they go to the Final Four,
to the national championship game,
and then lose. So
yeah,
those were 2 really good teams.
I remember
obviously.
I watched that Utah game with Wes, and I think we were at a party. Could have been the Final Four. This is the way I remember it, but I know the national championship's on a Monday, and I don't feel like we've been at a party on Monday in high school.
Not.
Here's my memory, and it could be wrong. My days could be confused, but I think that we saw that Kentucky was winning, and we got pissed because we weren't Kentucky fans because we're from Indiana.
Yeah,
and so we left the party, and then this could have been the Final Four that Kentucky was winning. And we went down to Howe and we played 1-on-1 till midnight. Like we just left the party. And we always wore our UConn and Villanova shorts underneath our jeans.
Yeah.
And so you could just pull up to Howe, take your jeans off, and you were like, ready to go.
Ready to go.
And then we just sat out there and played one. I probably got my ass beat all night, but
I really hope some kid out there is doing that with 19.9 shorts somewhere.
we had a kid laughing at us at Cold Threes today. A little kid. I have no idea where he even came from. Every miss.
Why is he not at school?
No, like he needs to be. That kid needs to be in school. If you're listening, go to school. So yeah, but no.
So why'd you guys pick these first?
Crazy. They're different.
Yeah. Just the look of
them.
They're
different in their Van Horn. You know, we could have went with the 98 first, but we wanted to get these out and make a splash first. So when we got them in, the whole office was kind of like, whew.
I know. Well, I knew seeing the Cold Threes, just like comments in the YouTube from that. I'm like, all right.
We were laughing.
People are pretty excited about these. If you're commenting on the YouTube, you know you're wanting those, and for good reason, because they look even better in person. I saw them the other day, even, and you were like, I don't know if I want to show them to you, because you do. My reaction would be like, yes,
yeah, they're so good, man.
So good,
they're so good.
Yeah.
So that's our collection for now. We have a lot of stuff lined up, man.
I love it.
A lot of new stuff coming.
I know.
So this is just tip of the iceberg.
I'm trying to hold it in right now.
Yeah, don't give it away.
If people are watching this, though, what they need to do is, if you haven't already, subscribe to the YouTube, because you get the notification. It'll go up there. There'll be more coming out, and you get that little preview of what it looks like. Gets you talking about it and the story behind it. And that's been the fun for me with all these things. It's like having them is great, but knowing the story is almost as much fun, just because it taps back into like the nostalgia, your childhood. And even if you didn't know it, I mean, we're going to talk about basketball cards later. Like, this stuff comes back around, and you can share it with, your kids or whoever. And you're just like, you get people into it by knowing the history of things. If you're going to be a real hooper, like LeBron James knows the history of basketball, I guarantee it. Like, it just is what you need to be true to the game.
So we're gonna do some YouTube live stuff, hopefully, coming up. So we got that's gonna be fun. Like, it's gonna be fun to be down there.
We'll see. Well, you gotta edit yourself. You're doing so much better editing yourself. It's amazing.
It's
you gotta go back in the teacher.
It's a lot of work. You gotta go
back in the teacher mode right now.
Yeah, it's a lot of work. It's a lot of work being good. But no, like, I think I'm excited. So, like Meyer said, please like, subscribe, whatever the hell you do on YouTube to keep it going.
Subscribe, hit the bell, and then you want the notification.
The notifications,
that's the key.
all that stuff. We have Cold Threes coming up. Another edition of Cold Threes. It's a funny one. Not a lot of good shooting on that one. And then we'll have some more content coming too.
For sure.
It's not something that we're gonna put out, every day, but every couple of weeks we like to get.
Once you and Brad Vogel are the creative producers, then
we need to do that. Somebody needs to hire more people down here.
Who's in charge down here?
Who's in charge? What's our budget look like? Let's get some people down here.
All right, man. Thank you for listening to the 19.9 podcast with HVS, the High Volume Shooters. For more information, check out the blog at 19.9.com under HVS. And while you're there, do yourself a favor and pick up some retro college shorts.